child, so I get to speak first. We grew up in a house on the corner of 34th Street in Coronado, and I've become reacquainted with my neighbors that are here. Thank you so much for coming. If you cared enough about Paula, you're here. It just means so much. There was a tree in our side yard close to the street. For some reason, us kids thought it was funny to hide in a tree when it was dark and yell at the cars that would drive by. Hey, your lights aren't working. Hey, your roof's on fire. And of course, if somebody stopped, we hightailed it out of there. Then we devised other adventures, like outdoing each other with weird sandwich combinations for after-school snacks, like peanut butter and banana. That's not so weird, but then we'd put ketchup and mustard and relish and just add and just try to outdo each other. And then we would take our sandwiches out to this little tiny makeshift fort that was out our back door and eat them there. Our dad helped us put that together. One hot summer, when we were probably 10 or 12, around that age, I was a tomboy, Paul and I envisioned an underground fort on the shady side of the house, next to our neighbors. We spent a lot of hours with shovels in our hands, and we're quite proud of our 2-room dirt hideout. At the end of the street was a big vacant lot. Bobby Cavanaugh and the Wilson brothers were remembering this big vacant lot with the big trees that we would go down. Margie remembers it too, and just spend hours doing whatever and inventing whatever. It was a wonderful time to live when you weren't afraid to let your kids go off and play. Dad worked for a while for his brother's house movers company. Some of those brothers' children are here. They would relocate these houses. They would jack the houses up and put them on this big trailer and bring them to the yard, the big yard where they would store the houses. And my dad's job as a finish carpenter, when they moved the houses again, was to put the fine woodwork back together and make everything square. Well, we would love to go to work with Dad and go to this vacant lot and just rummage through these old houses and just have a really fun time. Lots of times he would bring home treasures from these homes, such as an old accordion and an old intercom system. We were so excited to pretend like we were a doctor's office and use an intercom system. And somewhere Dad acquired the unicycle. All 3 of us were able to get on it, but Paul definitely rode that thing like a champ. He was very agile. Dad also did some remodeling work for the old Romney Produce Company in Phoenix, and sometimes we would get to go to work with him, and we knew we could get fruit. The workers there would share it with us, and they would let us into the cold rooms, and we would just run and play in the big cold rooms. In the summers, our dad would volunteer for our church